Welcome back.
Hello and thanks for watching CapriCast. He's Matt, I'm Nat, and let's get started.
Surprise! Episode 14, Blowback. Now, we are lucky enough to live in Canada, which, among many other benefits to living north of the border, means we still get weekly episodes of Caprica, thanks to the Space Channel.
And with this episode being as good as it is, that's right up there with free healthcare and gun control. But if you haven't seen Blowback,
through either legal or illegal means,
then you should turn us off right now, because some dots got connected in this one that makes sci-fi canning the series when they did even more sad.
Okay, so consider yourselves warned if you're still here.
Yeah, this episode rocked in ways we didn't think Caprica could. So let's get down to business.
All right, with Agent Jordan Durham in the Precap for this episode, the cop drama Caprica was back in action.
Actually, it was a really long pre-cap for this episode. You know what? One of the first big reveals in the show was one we were both worried about.
But man, Agent Durham's boss, Director Singh, revealed to be the mysterious confessional silhouette.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad it was an established character and a big surprise, because that actor is always villainous. Ooh,
oh yeah,
big
if
surprise.
you've seen him in Stargate, I was waiting for him to be evil, so I'm glad it worked. Well, you can't call him evil because it's all shades of gray, but
I don't know.
Still,
to be completely honest, though, I mean, good. I'm glad that it was somewhat predictable, but I don't know. I don't know that I was that happy with him, just saying.
Really? Interesting. Okay. I just love the fact that Durham had that resolve when his boss said to him, "You work for me," and his response was, "I work for Capri."
Yeah, that was badass. And just when you think he's the one character with integrity, he bribes the lockup clerk.
Which just shows the corruption and decadence of the 12 colonies again.
But depending on the perspective you're seeing it from, he may be doing it for good.
Yeah, well,
I saw
he's
him doing it for good.
He's playing the game. Although when he handed that dossier to Singh, it was pretty clear what he was doing. Obvious bait and switch.
Totally.
But if you didn't see it coming, then that edit at the end with Amanda and Marbeth was pretty fun.
Yeah, I could definitely see it coming. And you know what? It was great that a few episodes ago, it was Marbeth who asked what Clarice would do if God asked her to sacrifice her family.
Well, I pray God that's not asked of me. Awesome.
And you know what? It was really sweet actually seeing Clarice doing her own dirty work like that.
Yeah, it was good seeing her knife her own wife.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Although I've got to say, why on earth would Durham as much as tell Singh that he knew he was the mole? That just to me seemed like you're losing the element of surprise entirely by telling your boss you know what's up.
I mean, I think part of the reason was for the viewer to kind of see that exposition happen, and part of it was just they're both playing dumb. I think each of them knows exactly what the other is up to, but they just don't want to confront it just yet.
Yeah, at this stage, I really hope we see them in a death grip by the end of the
we'll
season.
See
That'd be
something
great.
For sure.
We just had to lump them all in together because now they're all in bed.
Yeah.
It's great. Now,
a lot of
Daniel,
lines overlapping.
Right off the top, I love that he referred to this program, Grace. I love that he referred to it as his resurrection program. That was
it's
awesome.
getting the pieces of BSG finally in this season, or in this show, which is awesome, I think.
Yes, and in the episode that nobody got to see in the States. It's so sad.
Yeah,
but
well.
I love that he's being forced to pull a Scotty here. He's got to do 3 months of work in 2 weeks.
I can't believe that Gautreau asked that of him.
What a jerk. It's
Oh my
awesome.
gosh. And you know what? You have to wonder, is that why he's reaching out to Amanda? Or does he really want her moral support? Is he reaching out to her because he needs her
as the control group? Just like the Avatar said, I'm convinced. And Amanda even called it when she said, "You exploit everything that's not nailed down." Positive.
But she knows him. She knows him. You know what? I find this whole element interesting because with Zoe's algorithm, they didn't need the physical person to recreate the avatar, right? They just sourced the wealth of info, whatever.
After she died.
Yeah, exactly. I'm curious what he thinks he's achieving with the real Amanda. What would he do with a real control group?
That's going to be interesting. Now, Joseph. Oh my God, is he really torn about the Guatrao's plan to kill Daniel, or is Joe just a sissy? Where's your outrage, Joe?
Joe's been questioned throughout the entire show, right? About his being a Tauron and trying to fit in with the Capricorns.
And you know, his motivations are bouncing all over the place. Of all the characters, I feel like his character is written most inconsistently. There was nothing at all in this episode about his love scene with Evelyn in the previous one.
But you know what? Caprica always has multiple characters thrown in. I mean, what are they going to talk about everyone's story in one episode? They never do.
Now, my question is the Guatrao only planning on killing Daniel if he fails to deliver, or is Daniel a dead man either way?
I don't know, but that was badass when the Guatrao passes that coin over.
For his journey.
Oh my gosh.
That was great. And Sam was just sure, takes the coin, puts it in his pocket.
I mean, he's that man, right?
Yeah, he's
it was great seeing that outrage, though, about the God Trouse sending Cylons to Geminon, but not Toron.
And of all people to the STO, which brings us to...
Surprisingly, Lacey's story was one of the best parts of the episode.
I know, but I've got to say
Smack in the face.
the addition of Odin Sinclair and Ron Weasley helped a lot. And I'm so glad we got to see Ron die a sissy death not once but twice in this episode.
Oh my gosh, anytime the STOs were on the screen at this point, oh, my guts were wrenching.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe how brutal it was. And I can honestly say, I didn't see this bait and switch coming at all with that whole hijack. Like, I just can't believe it was a test.
Yeah, and I'm so glad Diego wasn't dead because Ryan Robbins is one of my favorite parts of the show right now. He was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh.
And man, it was excellent to see that in this episode, we saw the monotheists acquire the Cylons and the resurrection program all at once.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And you know what? With all these dots connecting, how could Sci-Fi pick this episode to be the first to not air for the almost 1 million Caprica fans to enjoy legally? Seriously, it was awesome.
It's embarrassing that this is the one that nobody got to see, and that anyone who wants to see this legally outside of Canada has to wait until December for the DVD. Sci-Fi, you picked the wrong episode. Episode 15, Dirt Eaters. Now, with Sci-Fi not supporting the show online anymore, we've got no sneak peeks and nothing in the way of previews at all for next week.
But with a name like Dirt Eater, if you are a BSG fan, you will appreciate this. We can assume we're heading to Toron, and hopefully going to see some smuggled Cylons make it over to join in the merrymaking.
Now, according to something Morales said, who has nicknamed this episode Adamarama, Dirt Eaters basically goes into the backstory of Sam and Joe when they were little dirt eaters in the last Toron Civil War.
Yeah, we are definitely looking forward to that.
So be sure to hit up CapriCast.com to share your opinions and your torrent files.
We didn't just say that.
Oh, no. For these last episodes, as they air only on the Space Network in the land of milk and honey, Canada.
Awesome. See you next week.